Do you ever find yourself on a lazy night, sitting down, maybe a couple friends, maybe it's just yourself, and you try to find a movie on a streaming service, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Max, it doesn't really matter, but you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, but you still struggle to find something, or you may even end the night not watching anything in general. Like, going to the theater and getting a movie experience there is very different than watching something on streaming. But there used to be a middle ground where you would go to a video rental store and pick out a movie from their selection, pay a few bucks, and watch the movie at home. And it becomes like this almost unique experience by going out somewhere, going to an actual store and looking at physical DVDs or physical Blu-rays, or back in the 70s when they first started, it was VHS and like Betamax and stuff. Instead of just coming home, getting on your TV and scrolling endlessly for hours. I mean, when you think about it realistically, streaming services have so much more content than video rental stores could ever possibly have. It makes more sense to go with the streaming service, right? Because there's more choice. Just because you have more choices doesn't mean that's necessarily like the better outcome. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in your comment section down below. But if you ever went to a video rental store, were the employees like film buffs? Because for me, like I grew up with a local mom and pop rental store that I just passed through my hometown, and I saw that the building is finally destroyed and collapsed. And I'm like, that really hurt me in a way, because a lot of my early life experiences were built on going to that rental store. Another wonderful element of video rental stores, right? It was, maybe you didn't have a lot of money and you couldn't always go to the movie theater, but you could go to the video rental store and pick up a movie for a few bucks. And suddenly that becomes a lot more affordable. That meant something to me. And I think in the day and age of streaming services, we don't really have that anymore. Streaming services are awesome. And I think it's really cool to have so much choice and to have the backlog of film at your disposal, at your fingertips. But there was something about the video rental store that felt more personal, more genuine. And obviously, it's another form of business. You're giving a business money. But at the end of the day, the experience of going to a movie video rental store meant more than just getting the movies. It was something you could go do. It's an experience you can have with your family, your friends, a significant other, or yourself. It's more of an intimate experience. They may not always have the movie you always wanted, but it was an ecosystem. And I think we are missing that in this day and age. And I think now more than ever, we're seeing more critiques and issues when it comes to the streaming services. So when I look back and I see that building just sitting there, like gone, it's desolate, it's over, or I see my family video turn into a dollar store, a part of me really does take an emotional hit from that. And I would like for you guys down in the comment section to let me know your experiences. Like, this channel is about movies. And so I assume if you're clicking on this video and you've made it this far in, you have some sort of experience with this, or you have an opinion on this. Some part of the experience died when video rental stores became obsolete. There's a lot more nuance or subtlety to watching a movie than just clicking on Netflix. And I think a part of that's gone now, and I miss it a lot. Once again, this is only coming from my experience, but I miss going to the movie video rental store and going in there and not knowing exactly what I was gonna get. I almost felt this inherent need to get as many movies as I could under my budget, because I was so enthralled by the idea of this is a physical thing. This is a real movie I have in my hands. But when you go to the streaming services, there's too many options. There's too much out there that suddenly the personality or the draw to watching more is suddenly non-existent. Or you may even just turn the TV off and not watch anything. But the idea of picking a movie, it's gotten a lot harder and a lot less fun. And I miss the days of the video rental store. Those recommendations through an algorithm on Netflix isn't the same from an employee there who's like, hey, you come in here all the time. Have you seen this movie? You should check this out. To me, that's what I miss. You can talk about movies all live long day, but nothing is going to compare to going to the video rental store and having a conversation there. That is one of the most unique experiences that is gone. Like, it's done. I don't know if we're going to get a resurgence of that. I know there are disc replays still out there that I love going to, and there's still a big community of people who love talking about movies and still have businesses based on selling movies or having that same camaraderie, but it's no longer a big key experience for like a family or friends or yourself to do on a random evening. That it's gone. In the back of my mind, and I don't know how many people are gonna watch this. I don't even know if this video is any good, but I think I need to talk about it because it really did make me the person I am today. I wouldn't have been able to see nearly as many movies without Family Video or Premiere Video or Blockbuster. And especially now with these big conglomerate companies destroying art and writing them off as tax write-offs like Batgirl, or just the idea of deleting content or art and there's no physical evidence of it ever existing. It's like we've taken the opposite turn when it comes to admiring film. We can just delete them out of existence. We could just write them off as a $30 million tax write-off. Thousands upon thousands of hours of hardworking individuals trying to convey a story or a narrative that they're passionate about. It bugs me that that is common practice now. And stores like Best Buy are starting to get rid of physical media too. I think Guillermo del Toro once said that physical media owners are the custodians of filmmaking. I collect movies. I collect 4K movies because maybe a part of me feels like I have a responsibility to keep that art alive. And it sounds dramatic, but I mean it. My whole life has been curated to enjoy film, to love film. Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you guys have any really cool experiences when it came to a video rental store? Have you even been to one? This might be a thing where you watch me and you don't even understand what I'm talking about because you've never experienced something like this. And if we're talking about the flow chart of the rise and fall of video stores, I came in at the tail end and it still affected me to a point where I'm at today, just reminiscing on what once was versus what's now. I think maybe the caveat of this video and the way I can wrap things up is maybe video rental stores are gone. Maybe they weren't as successful when the streaming services started coming in, right? There's no way they could compete with Disney or Netflix or Hulu. There's no way that these mom and pop stores or these franchises could successfully live on. I think that's just business. But last year was like a glimpse of hope that people still care. People still want to go see movies. I hope that doesn't stop. And maybe one day we can get to a point where you're not endlessly scrolling. Maybe there's a middle ground somewhere and we just haven't gotten there yet. So I think that's it. That's all I got. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. I have no idea how I'm going to cut around this. I'm just kind of talking. And that's what I do here. So if you like talking, if you like listening, having a conversation, subscribe. Thank you for checking Buddy's Big Screen. I love y'all being here. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.